Today is the 15th of May. It's time for another walk around. We needed to move a bed and some other things to our new house, and so I asked the people at Enterprise in Eastleigh, which is the local branch to where we live now, to give me a different van from what I had last time. Last time I had a 2019 Ford Transit Custom, and this time I've got this 68 plate Vauxhall Vivaro. It's one of the last of the current generation because it's being replaced soon. If you want to look on the Planet Auto YouTube channel, they've got some footage from the Region Commercial Vehicle Show of the 2020 model. This is I think a very early 2019 model. If you open up this door here, you'll see there's plenty of space inside. This is the just the standard length 1, H1, L1 variant of the Vivaro, which has been more than capable of swallowing everything that we've needed to transport in it today. As far as I understand it, this particular Vivaro, which is made in Britain incidentally, the Opel and Vauxhall Vivaro is made in Luton. It's fitted with a 90 horsepower 1.6 litre diesel engine. There are also 120 and 140 horsepower variants available. It's a very similar van to the Renault Traffic, the Fiat Talento and the Nissan NV300, I believe it's called. They all share a very similar type of styling. The high-roofed Opel and Vauxhall variants are made in France, and so are the Fiat, Renault and Nissan variants. If we take a look inside, this is a fairly Spartan model. It's not got anything too fancy. You can tell it's a Renault design essentially because we've got these rather old-fashioned stereo controls, which you can't see from the driver's seat at all. The stalks are familiar to anyone who's ever driven Renault Traffic in the last 15 years as this gear lever and these heater controls. I drove a 2008 Renault Traffic a few years ago, and it had a very similar layout to this, although it is a bit higher quality. If I just turn the van on, you'll see that you get digital speedo and you get lots of different readouts. I've had the van in eco mode, which is a little button just down there for it, and that limits the horsepower a little bit, but you get better economy. And I was doing some driving in southwest London with this van earlier on today, and I wanted better economy. One of the things I don't like so much about it is the cruise control switch is here to activate it and the speed limiter, but the other controls for the cruise control speed limiter are on the steering wheel, which I find a little bit mysterious. The hard plastics in here are typical of most vans, and you know, the layout is reasonably pleasing and ergonomic, although I think a Ford Transit Custom is a little bit higher quality than this one. Other thing is the key is very generic. It looks like a key that came from a Renault Clio in the late 1990s, and isn't even badged Vauxhall or anything, which is obviously a cost-saving measure. Something else I don't particularly like is, rather like the Ford Transit Custom, if you want to open the fuel flap, you have to open the passenger door and then open this one as well. And it isn't a capless one like on the Ford Transit Custom. So it's pretty annoying if you've got a right-hand drive van like this one. You have to open the passenger door as well if you want to fill it up. The glove box is reasonably large, although it's not quite as big as you'd imagine. It's not very deep actually. There's also not that many cup holders in comparison with on a Ford Transit Custom, although the door pockets are nice and deep. As you can see, it's got plenty of room in there for 3 people, and the seats are reasonably comfortable. So that was just a quick little walk around of one of the last of this current generation of Vauxhall Vivaros, very similar to the Opel Vivaro, the Renault Traffic, the Fiat Talento, and sorry about the dog in the background, Fiat Talento, the Nissan NV300 and the Renault Traffic. hope you found that useful. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one, second walk around for the week. Also, don't forget to like the video and put a comment below. Perhaps you know more about this van than I do. This does have air conditioning and USB and aux ports, things like that. The last vehicle I drove didn't have them. It also has cruise control, which is nice. My website is www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk. Should you wish to get in touch, there's a contact me tab at the top, which will be to source a car for you. Normally I review cars rather than vans. I have a Facebook page as well. It's facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Thank you very much indeed for watching.